chicken?
You're making me put down the chicken.
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
God, no.
you can host with the chicken. Technically, it is live right now. But
Hi,
like,
guys.
host
I
with
will
the chicken.
mute the mic when I'm eating the chicken.
The little live thing in the corner.
Yeah,
I don't have the finger guns yet, though.
I still might have to kill you. Hello.
I'm sorry. The finger guns are funny.
And on that note, hello, listeners. Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 256 for May 10th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Brian.
It's just 256. There is no and. And Trevor.
Extra value for the listeners.
Trevor, the OCD Furlacci.
There's nothing OCD about saying things correctly and not making up words for things we already have words for.
Okay, Mr. Flipperosity.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Adriel.
I'm already drinking.
Well, hi, already drinking. I'm Adriel. Let's get on this shit.
Normally we have Kelly on the show, but we have drinking woman instead tonight.
Last week, pans were off film.
Drinking.
Tonight, Brian's on the beer and Kelly's on like her third shot in 3 minutes. What are you doing, Kelly? Adriel's got a beer too? Man, I don't even have water.
Wow.
Catch up.
Well, okay, Trevor, when one of us is talking and you're not listening, you can go get a beer. How's that?
There are no beers here.
Well, there must be something. Anyway,
bottle of something. Yeah.
well, you know
Yes.
what? We should get going with the show for real and talk about what we did with guns, which is brought to you this week by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. This week, they have on sale Remington 700 rifles in 223, 300 Blackout, and 308 with barrel lengths varying from 16.5 to 20 inch for $8.99.
And those are the SPS Tacticals.
Oh, yes. Thank you for adding that already. Hey, I'm lead host, so I can do it in any order I want. Adriel, what have you done in guns this week?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. I ordered some of those T1000 flasher targets. Have you guys seen those? Magneto Speed makes them. They're like a little, I thought they were magnetic, but you actually Velcro them to the back of a steel target. So here's your steel target. You Velcro it to the back, and there's a little chunk of like rubber fiber optic thing that kind of peeks out that you can shoot, and it'll like soak up the damage and take all sorts of shots. And what happens is, if you hit the plate, it will flash red. If you miss, it'll flash yellow. So it's kind of interesting because we have some of the MGM target flashers. They kind of hang like this. They've got a board in front. They got a board in the back. And if you hit the metal target underneath, the boards move and you get a flash of color from the back. At least that's how they're supposed to work. But that tiny little 55 grain bullet out of a 223 hitting that thing at 300 meters doesn't move it that much. So it's kind of hard to see. Now, so we're going to try using some smaller metal plates that should be a little bit lighter and should move a little bit more freely. But this also, because we've ordered all these flashers, we can now put any steel target out there. So we could put a big IPSC-sized one. We could do like one of those headbox ones. There's lots of different options. Basically, any of our AR-500 steel, we can chuck out at 300 meters, and boom, it's ready to rock and roll. So excited to see those.
Quick question. You said that if you miss, it flashes yellow. How does it
Correct.
know that you've missed? Like, how does it know that there was a shot and there was a miss?
It senses the snap, so it has to be nearby. You couldn't just like have a clear air miss, but it's listening. It's listening. It can hear your shots. And then if it hits the metal, then it's like there's enough vibration where it's like, okay, you hit it, right?
Ding.
Yeah, fair. Okay, cool.
Like, to be honest, I don't really want the yellow flash. I'd rather just have like a hit or a not hit. I don't care about a miss or a near miss, but it's interesting.
Yep.
Maybe there's a way
It's
of
going to
doing that.
distract you. It's going to draw your attention to reinforce that you didn't get something. Just keep shooting until you see the red. Move on.
Yeah. Or you
If you're colorblind.
well, definitely make sure your spotters aren't colorblind, because we'll be still calling out hits, but this should make it a lot easier than trying to use a spotting scope on a target that's 300 meters away and look for like a little black dot to appear on a target, because sometimes that's all 55 grains will do at that distance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so those would be cool.
I'm good with that. Like, I just won't ever be a spotter if color matters. I can do other things. I don't have to spot because I can't. I won't be able to see red on green background. Nope.
Mm.
Not gonna happen.
They're supposed to be pretty bright, so I'm curious to see them.
Brian,
Yes.
are you colorblind?
Oh, heck yeah.
So you're left-handed and colorblind?
Oh yeah.
Like, you should have been drowned in a sack like a chocolate lab at
The
birth.
only thing
Like,
he's missing is red hair. That's the only thing he's missing.
Well, see, it's possible that the roots are red.
You just didn't want everything stacked against you in life. You got to diet.
Yeah, I have enough challenges. Look who I hang out with on Thursday nights. It's enough of a challenge in life.
Well, you hang out with some pretty cool people. Who do you hang out with afterwards? Cheers.
There's shot number 4. All right, let's turn this into a drinking game for Kelly, so we can at least get her to pace herself.
No,
Every
it's going to be
time-
interesting by the end.
How about every time Kelly says,
No.
Stuff and things, stuff like that.
Well,
And stuff.
what's important is that the listeners have to play along. So if you're just joining the show now, listeners, you're 4 drinks behind. Catch up. Get after it.
she's averaging a shot a minute. So, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we won't last long. Let's see here. So our range just got the 25-meter bay approved for action shooting, which is sweet. And for our summer matches, they're giving us the whole place. So we're all of a sudden going from like 3 bays to like 5, and like lots of room, lots of space. So we're cranking up the numbers of attendees, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna run some like big regular matches. I was talking to a guy. I think Rock Cut runs pretty big matches. They're still somewhat irregular, but I think we're gonna do like 60, 70 people at our regular matches. So pretty big for 3 gun. That's gonna be really cool. I've got some CCFR calendar stuff. So I think I mentioned last week that I won the prize for like putting my calendar thing in there, and it showed up. And it's going to save Mother's Day for me because I don't have time to like, get out and get Mother's Day stuff. So I got a bunch of like scent stuff as well as some CCR stickers, and those aren't going in the package to my wife. I'm just going to wrap these up like I bought them the whole time.
Here's the thing. It's called a Gunny Girl calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a theory that the majority of the calendars are bought by men.
Correct.
And therefore the numbers are registered by men.
Okay.
And one of the prizes that you could win was clearly geared towards women, or in this case, men that forget to shop for their wives. So
Fantastic idea. I love it.
Mhm.
That's some brilliance there. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Now, if you're a single dude, you're SOL. But for all us married,
It is one of the only ones that's more geared towards women. So the rest of them are, either unisex or male oriented. So this one, yeah, Adriel, it basically saved Mother's Day for you, right?
made me look very thoughtful.
Yes.
And that's what's important. It's important to look thoughtful. It's not important to be thoughtful. It's important
right,
to look
all
thoughtful.
about
Remember,
appearances.
It's a perception. Yeah, perception's reality in this case.
it's true. It is 2018, and yes, perception is reality.
Yeah. I am packing up my stuff for the 3 gun. We've got a match on Saturday, and I'm going to be going and meeting the guys and talking through the stages tonight. So
Sweet.
that's what I got going on. Now I don't know who to go to. Brian, how about back to you?
Crazy. Let's see. This weekend was fantastic weather for the range. It was great. It was perfect, and I couldn't go. And it's not really my wife's fault.
Really?
The section's
But
called What We Did This Week in Guns, not what we would have liked to have done.
Well, okay, I got to
What
tell
we
you,
dreamed in guns.
if pickings were slim, I thought I was going to get to go to the range on Sunday because I worked my butt off on Saturday and Sunday morning, and well, that was a mistake because somebody found out I had free time. So, yeah, that didn't work. Anyway, so no, I didn't do anything. The only thing even closely gun related is I started reading with Winning in Mind again this week. So that's it for
Good.
me. Yeah, that's it.
Found all my all my audio CDs of that and the Triad and the other one too. I don't
Cool.
know if I ever got you.
I think I did get the audio from you. I think. Anyway, I'll have to check my computer and see where that might be.
That would be copyright infringement.
No, I'm lending him my backup. You're allowed to back up your own original material.
Yeah, sure.
It's not
So-
like
It's not
we're-
filthy.
yeah, it's not filthy. It's not like we're stealing Milsurp stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to Filthy. He just brought home a beautiful 1942 Long Branch. I mean, beautiful, with the bayonet and the sling in really nice condition. He described it as the nicest Long Branch he'd ever seen.
So why is that a shout out?
I don't
Yeah.
know if I shouted him out or not, but
Well,
we brought
Yeah,
up
you
Filthy,
mentioned
and
him.
Filthy just sent me pictures of his new gun.
Ah, cool.
What are you, the shout out police? Get your face hole.
Jeez, knife threatens already.
I know.
We haven't even
Wow,
gotten
and
4 or
Trevor-
5 shots in. Come on.
And I'm
Trevor-
sober.
Later in the show.
Trevor claims to be sober. We're not sure what he drank before. He said there's no beer in the house. Now,
Where did it go?
anyway, that's it for me. Trevor, what'd you do?
Yes. Lots of stuff. Pretty busy. It started off on Friday with teaching a black badge class in the Miramichi. We were in the classroom from before 6 until after 11:30. A lot of material in that book, and then we actually brought some of the stuff that's in the manual to the range. Depending on where I am, sometimes I can teach with guns in my hand, and I can demonstrate malfunctions, for example. Sometimes I have to do it the next day on the range. So we put 3 or 4 sections from the book to the next morning, and we were still there until 11:30 at night. Like Larry and I didn't get to bed until 1:30, and then we were on the range the next day from 9 until 6 o'clock. So long day. Had a gun pointed at me first time in a black badge, so
Whoa.
that didn't work out too good.
No.
We were a lot of the drills that are in the black badge. I practiced dry in the beginning, just to give them opportunities to work on their grip and their stance and their trigger press and side alignment, all that good stuff. And then when it comes to the movement drills, I have them do it dry again so I can gauge their comfort level and my comfort level with them moving with a gun.
Mhm.
And so during the El Prez, one of the students, it's like the first movement drill. You start facing up range. On the beep, you turn all the way around. When you're squared up to your target, you draw your gun. So it was going good. And then all of a sudden, one drill, he decided to draw the gun and sweep it across my general direction. So colorful language ensued. Go button was smashed. But yet I didn't toss them right away, which I absolutely should have done. I should have just tossed them right then and there. But I had kind of messed up on my instruction. I'm going to take some of the responsibility. I know that may sound kind of weak. He's the guy with the gun. No matter what I say or do, he's responsible. But anyway, I gave him a pass. And
Well, I mean, like the way you're geared is that you're always looking for self-improvement. So no
yes.
matter what, you always think about what you could do differently next time, even if the guy sweeps you with a gun.
Right, exactly, Adriel. What had changed was I suggested on the beep, put your hand on your gun, and then when you turn all the way around, and square to the target, then you can draw the gun and fire. On the beep, he drew the gun. All right, that's a no-no. I had some words. And on the very next drill, this time he put his hand on his gun and he drew it out of the holster, but didn't point it downrange. He just pulled it up and kept it pointed inside the holster, but cleared the holster. So still a no-no. Larry went over to talk to him. And then on the third drill in a row, first he swept me, then he took it out of the holster before he turned. Then on exactly the third time after that, he pulled it out again. And then I said, no, I'm sorry, you're done. Go take your gun off. So
Yeah, that's not a learning attitude. Maybe not a teachable situation where he's at, right? Because
he may have been getting to the point where it was more than he could handle. I don't think he had a whole
Mhm.
lot of
Yeah.
experience to begin with. It was a long night, a long day. We were ramping up like in the black badge, you crawl, then you walk, then you run, right? So you always do one thing, then you add something to it. You do one thing, you add something else to it, and it builds and builds on your skills all throughout the course. and so his sponge was maybe just getting full, and brain farts were kicking in. So, so anyway, other than that, though, good class. There was 2 law enforcement officers in the class. They did good. One of them, their brother was there. He was pretty inexperienced and nervous, but he did good. And there was this one kid who he's from my area, from my club, and I shot number 5. I don't know where this guy's been, but man, he can get after it. He was shooting a Glock 17, and this is going to sound ridiculous. But whatever. The last time I saw somebody this prepared for a black badge, it was me. He was ready. He had been dry firing. He had been practicing mag changes. I just made minor adjustments to his group or to his grip rather, and he got after it. It was awesome to see. So that was Friday and Saturday. Then I sold some guns. I sold those 3 Norinco 1911s because I picked up these bad boys. So I sold off the 1911s and some archery equipment, and I did this. These are 10 Foglio Witness 1911s in 9mm and 45 ACP. The one in 9mm is all done. It's all tuned up. It has all the same. Remember all the STI parts I put on my Norinco? I took them all off and I put them on this one. So this one is all tuned, ready to go. This one is the 45. It's almost ready to go. It just needs a spring plug, sorry, because I bought a full-length guide rod, but the wrong spring plug arrived. It has an STI trigger, but it's a long reach, not a short reach. You can see the difference here in the picture. My fingers are stubby, so I prefer the short reach. And so this 45 needs the short reach trigger. And if you look at the magazine mag release, they both have Dawson threaded magazine releases, but only the 9mm has the STI button on it. So the 9's ready to go. The 45 is almost ready to go. I'm going to test fire them this weekend. I'm off to Woodstock to teach another black badge. So pretty excited about those 2 guns because they're identical. Well, they're not identical. They're matching, right? They're both 10 Foglio. They're both Witnesses, and they both have all the same Go Fast parts on it. So last night at a gun club meeting, yeah, we had our monthly meeting. I smashed the go button, lost my mind. Yeah. It was good. I really lost it. Yeah. Somebody
Why am I
made
not surprised by this at all?
Are you going to tell us what you lost your mind on?
Yeah. So the club has a separate bank account for each of the sections. There's the general club account where the rifle guys get their stuff out of, and the range, like we would cut the grass out of that account. General repairs to the facility come out of that account. Then there's the pistol section. So because the pistol section runs SummerSlam, it spends a lot of money, but it also makes a lot of money. So it has its own account. And the 22 program, it's a kids program, they collect money, they pay bills, so they got their own account. And the trap section has its own account. So one guy in the audience says, and it's stupid. Oh, this is what children say. Children who don't understand something and have no concept of how things work call them stupid. Adult, and pose questions and seek understanding. And I said, you think it's stupid? I'm sorry you don't understand how it works. And then he says, it's effing stupid. So my patronizing tone got even more patronizing. That means I was talking down to him. And at one point I told him, if this is the most constructive thing you have to offer, maybe you should just sit there and be quiet, or maybe even leave. Like, wasn't having it. And I've heard this from him before. And then his argument was, we're all one club here, you know? I'm like, yes, we are one club, and having separate bank accounts for the sections that are active and pay bills and collect money does not divide the club. Your shitty attitude is what causes divide among the club. Your lack of understanding in banking and calling things stupid, those are where the problems lie. Not having multiple bank accounts. Multiple bank accounts don't cause a divide in the club. Anyway, and this is the guy. What did I say? Which part?
So just before the attitude. What are
It's okay.
I don't know what your problem is. It's not like I said, yeah, no, I'm not gonna, because it could be children watching.
I missed it too, Trev. I don't think you said anything. I think he
All
was
right.
making it up.
Well,
Yeah.
then Adriel can, yeah.
I'm on your side on this one, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You edit then.
So yeah, that happened. Then I did been up to some CCFR stuff, and I'm also, oh, this is cool, man. I got a Facebook message from a listener who's like, "Hey Trev, longtime listener, you still looking for an SVT 40?" Why, yes, I am. He goes, "Oh, okay, well, I've got an SVT 40 and a Finnish Mosin Nagant. And here's what I propose." So I'm going to keep the details of our arrangement between us and keep his name out of it, because, he didn't say I could use his name or anything. If I told you guys the details of the arrangement, you would kick me off the show and call me names and stuff. And so,
Trevor,
yes,
your services are no longer required. Thank you.
Trevor had to send some like really disturbing pics to the guy as payment. That's why he doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, and somebody had my phone last night, and they were looking through pictures, and they were like, "Be careful, you might see a picture of a you-know-what on there." And I'm like, "It's okay, man. Don't worry about it. It's not my you-know-what." So that was good for a laugh, too.
Maybe it's different.
Yeah. And so this happened.
Mr. Millsurp over here, who didn't before ever like SKSs now. And look at this. You Mr. Red Rifle now.
Well, here's the thing about collecting red rifles. They're plentiful, and as far as Millsurps go, they're still relatively inexpensive. So if you want to get into collecting Millsurps, the Russian stuff is just shot number 6. The Russian stuff is just so much more accessible and affordable. So,
cheap.
But this Adriel,
if you're looking for cheap, and their ammo is cheap too.
Trevor,
yes, of course,
Trevor,
yes.
hold on. Can we just skip to Kelly so she can do what she did in guns before she falls over?
No, she will. The longer I talk, the more she drinks, because she'll get bored and she'll be, day drinking out of boredom. So this happened. You guys heard before on the show that I had, while working at DC Armory, had a Derrier Mark 12 that I was working. Like you go to a restaurant, you can't pay your bill, they make you do the dishes. Well, that's kind of how Denis and I operate. I've been working there since December, and I've never taken a paycheck, but I do take a lot of these guns. So, yeah, I had Derrier Mark 12 on order, and what I really liked about the Derrier Mark 12 was that it had a reversible charging handle, which I think is awesome. You don't have to do the reach over the top or the reach over the bottom like you would with an AK or a VZ or something like that. Keep your hand on fire control and just rack the action on the left side of the gun.
That magazine funnel on that thing is ridiculous.
I know. So what this is, the day before the Derrier arrived, some Typhoon Defense F12s came in, specifically the Puma model, and I'm really impressed.
Can you turn that again so that I can? There you go. Like, is that?
Part?
No, right there. Just keep it still for a second. I can see Typhoon. Is there an imprint of like a skull on that?
Yes. Well, not the skull. The soldier's helmet from the Malin Lombe.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Spartan helmet.
There you
Spartan
go.
helmet. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Spartan helmet is part of their logo, and I'm actually going to fill that in with silver paint pen, like I did on a couple of my ARs, and the F12 here, same thing. So, I don't know if this is M-Lock or Key Mod. I don't care. I'm not a hipster. That stuff doesn't impress me, but I do like the fact that it is all cut out because it saves a pile of weight. I stripped off everything off of this gun that I didn't want or need or was going to use. Like it had backup sights, threw that in the garbage. It also came with an extra set of 45-degree backup sights, and they're cool because the sights can come off and you can use them as a 45-degree rail. So if I wanted to put like a scope on this and an optic on a 45-degree, I could. I can also use that.
Not on a shotgun.
I never would. I could also use that mount, though, that 45-degree offset on one of my ARs if I want to do that.
On your 3-gun rifle, that's where you put that thing.
You don't. We'll have a whole conversation sometime, Adriel, you and I, about the philosophy behind 45-degree offset mounts for red dots and scopes. Anyway, what else can I tell you about this thing? The trigger is the Derrier came in today, so I went to the shop, and they're okay. Oh, I'm all over the place. Squirrel, too much sugar. The Derrier Mark 12 doesn't look as nice as this one, doesn't look as cool as this one, but that really didn't play a factor for me. The big thing about the Derya Mark 12 was 10-round mags. Apparently, you can't get 10-round mags for this, but the Derya mags do work. I do have a Derya 10-round mag here. Of course, they're all blocked to 5 because this is a semi-automatic center fire long gun, so 5-round capacity in its original magazine.
Right.
We need a pistol version of this is what we need. So the Derya mags work in this. They drop free, they feed, they lock in, but they don't lock the bolt back, unfortunately. So this was at the shop yesterday when I was there for whatever reason. I can't remember why I went. Oh, well, my Vortex scope, my Strike Eagle came in, which is also amazing. 1 to 8 by 24. So it'll be a 3-gun scope and a Coyote scope.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's got that beautiful red circle of death illuminated reticle in the middle. It's just awesome. So when I went to pick up the scope, this was there. So I started checking this out, and we've had Axors and other Deryas and now this. So when I looked in the case, the Derya comes in a soft case. This comes in a hard case. It's all form fitted and cut out to this. It comes with a fake can. It comes with a pile of screw-on chokes. Like this little thing on the front here that looks like some kind of crazy muzzle brake. That's completely decorative. It does nothing. It's
But
more
it
like
looks cool.
It looks cool, but I won't run it in a match. I'll just run it for plinking. In a match, this will be gone, and I'll screw on the appropriate choke that I want for that stage. It looks kind of lame with the chokes on. It's just kind of a plain barrel, no muzzle piece whatsoever, right? This gives it that finished kind of cool tactical look.
What kind of chokes does it take? Is it like the standard?
So it takes its own, and they screw on over the outside of the muzzle. Not on
How many chokes does it come with?
5 or 6.
Oh, you're good to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're all there.
You basically need modified, and that's it. But it's nice to have options.
True.
Yeah, modified, improved cylinder. Those are pretty much the only two I ever use.
Yep.
Actually, what am I saying? I pretty much shoot 3-gun with a full choke, but the trigger. So when I got my hands on the Derya today, it reinforced my decision to buy this one. So the reason I walked out with this one yesterday instead of waiting for the Derya was ambi safety. I don't have the ambi charging handle, but I have ambi safety, extended magazine release. It came with a mag well and a bad lever. It's an AR style shotgun, and it comes with a bad lever. And look, the little Spartan helmet.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Cute.
it is not cute. It's very cool, is what it is. We don't describe
it's
that.
cute.
Very cute.
Oh,
No, it's not
okay.
cute.
Now,
Skeletonized Magwell too. Look at that. It's
Yep. It's
okay.
plastic.
That is way cooler. It's plastic.
Yeah, so it doesn't add a lot of weight to the gun.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the gun is high quality aluminum, and there's no tool marks. The finish is excellent. Everybody, Turkish shotguns, and I was one of the first ones. Turkish shotguns, but
There's
How much are the mags, Trevor?
like $40, $45, something like that.
Oh,
Are
that's
they
all right.
proprietary or are they actually? So
They're
you said
all
that
a little bit different. All
yeah,
the
you
guns
said
are-
that you can use the Derya ones in it, but it just won't lock back, right?
Correct. Yes. Now the problem there, Kelly, is the follower and the piece on the back of the follower. So let me grab a mag here.
Try
I like that.
open the bolt, like lock the bolt open and slam that magazine in and see if it locks in there and it over inserts.
Okay. This one or the Derya one?
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Try
You
that
want me to
That's-
lock the bolt
it's-
back?
Yeah. So this is a real issue on some of these Turk guns is that sometimes on some of them you can over insert the mags.
Yeah, you
Really?
can do that on the BR. Yeah.
Slam it in there
And now see if the bolt will go forward.
with the pad lever. Oh,
There you go.
Pretty good.
yeah.
nice.
It
There
did
you go.
its job.
So
And
how many mags does it come with?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's
comes
good.
with, comes with 3 mags,
Serious.
2 5-rounders and 1 2-rounder. So my plan, Kelly, for the 10-round Derya mag that I have, the
Yeah.
follower is the issue. You see the shape of this follower? It actually has a contour to it.
Yep.
But it's this piece that comes out the back of the magazine that looks a little triangle.
Yep.
That triangle sticking out the back of the magazine is what activates the bolt stop.
Yep.
And that seems to be the difference between the Typhoon mag and the Derya mag.
Yeah.
So I'm going to disassemble my 2-round mag, disassemble my 10-round Derya mag, swap followers, and see if it works. The reason why I want the 10-round mags is they're just, well, I'm looking at pulling this out of a mag pouch, right?
Yeah.
So if I get the 10-round mags, they're easier to pull out of the mag pouch. But then again, this is not a small mag. This
No,
is the
no,
size of a.
I don't
The size
see
of a 20 for an
No,
AR.
Trevor, I got a question for you on the bolt release on the opposite side of the gun there. Can you had mentioned to me that it wasn't awesome and the bad lever really helped. Now,
Negative. Stop. You have the Daria confused with the Typhoon.
All right.
The Daria,
Daria,
although it has a reversible charging handle, the bolt release on the Daria is pretty much decorative.
Yeah.
This one is all kinds of functional, plus it comes with a bad lever.
Okay. Now,
So
I
price
think the Daria
comparable?
had like a blade.
Kelly, I think there was a difference of less than $60 between the two. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
had the gun paid off. I paid the balance. And
can we ask what Denis is pricing these at?
yeah, I think everybody is pricing them in the 9-ish range, 9 to 1,000. I can't say 100% for sure what it is because not that I don't want to. I just legit don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah. You're not going to spread misinformation,
right? But I mean,
Not intentionally.
No.
Yeah.
And tell him Trevor sent you, and tell him I said that you could have a insignificant discount. And then
Hey,
because
Trevor sent
English
me.
is
He said insignificant.
because English, don't step on my joke. Just wait for it. Because French is not his first language, he may misunderstand and think insignificant means significant and knock like 20% off.
Oh. All right.
So
I really like that. I'm pretty impressed because
you know what else is cool, Brian?
sure.
The trigger on this is a lot better than the trigger on the Daria. And look at this. It's straight up AR-15 single stage. Watch this.
Nice.
There's a reset and it's just break. There's no the break is long, but there's no creep. There's no pre-travel. There's creep. Yes, there's creep in the sear, but it's not 2-stage. It's single stage. You just press and it breaks. It's
That's a nice trigger too. Yeah.
And it's a shotgun. It's meant to be slapped. It's not meant to be broken.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah. And then I put a Spark 2 on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Do you find that low? Is that too low where it's mounted there, or is it about right?
I added the small riser. So there's the part that first I tried it with just the part that clamps onto the Picatinny rail, and that was too low. And then I put the small mount on, and now it's good. And if you look, the Daria and the Typhoon, I'm showing the stock here, comes with that adjustable sliding cheek piece.
Yep.
Tore all that off. Don't need any of that. It's just just in my way. And again, the gun is
Is it heavy?
Brian, no, not really. Like Brian, it probably doesn't weigh much more than your Colt.
Okay.
It's really going to be so close to your Colt. I don't think you would complain. So with the cheek riser off the stock to get my face as low as possible, and the red dot with the small riser underneath it, it's good. I like it. It's right where it needs to be. I don't like the size of the glass in the Spark, and I don't know if bringing it closer or further from my eye will improve the field of vision. I'll have to
Further.
We'll talk eye
Further?
really.
Just throw it way out there.
way out there. Okay.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Kel?
No, I said you and I have to talk eye relief.
Well, there is no eye relief because it's not magnified.
I know, but you know what I mean.
I really would like one of the little razor dots on that type of gun.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's
I saw a guy competing in 3-gun wreck one of those.
Oh really?
but-
You throw them in a barrel, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
That's the piece that's exposed.
So what? Vortex
Yeah,
doesn't
he said
care.
it. Yeah.
They'd be
said
like,
it.
"Did you win? Here's a new razor."
Yeah,
Aw.
that's pretty impressive. I like that it comes ambi out of the box, obviously, because that's a big deal for me. And that's one of the things that always bugged me with the Darias that I pulled before. They're like, oh yeah, look at that, no ambi controls.
Well,
But
which ambient control means the most to you?
Probably,
Bolt release.
actually, probably the safety.
Really?
Okay, well, it is. It's ambi safety out of the box.
I hate ambi safeties. They always get on my My
trigger
right,
finger.
right
I
trigger
don't like,
finger.
yeah, when my finger is up on the frame like this, I don't like how it's.
Yeah, it hits it
digs
right.
into my knuckle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why I prefer just make it the right the first time and don't worry about all the people who can't shoot it properly.
that's a left-handed joke.
It's a left-handed comment. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this would work for you because it is.
Yeah, no, I'm
You're a fan?
I'm moderately aroused. Really.
Okay.
As well, you should be. So here's the thing: 3-gun. I can start with my Versamax with 9 rounds in it, legally, no problem.
Right.
The most I'll start in this gun is 6. So obviously, I'm going to have to reload more often. So what's faster, a mag change or a quad load? For me, it's a mag change. For Adriel can
It's a
quad
quad
load. Adriel can quad load his gun as fast as I can change mag in this gun. So, and I mean, I could quad load if I wanted to learn too.
The advantage of stuffing shells in a tube is that you never dump a mag with a few rounds in it because it's convenient to do a mag change.
But with only 5 rounds in the mag, you probably wouldn't do that. You'd probably end up doing flat-footed reloads.
Well, you have to because you there's only so many of those big bulky magazines you can carry on you.
Well, here's what you do. You get your Kydex mag pouches with tech locks on them. And when you come to a stage that requires more shotgun than anything else, you just start switching your belt around. Now and even Safariland makes an excellent 3-gun belt where all of your pouches clip on and off. So that might be something.
Yeah, their ELS belt. Yeah.
Or you run like different belts. You just bring 2 or 3.
But with your pistol in your holster and your belt, that's not advisable.
Oh, yeah, right.
You need to have something that you can just clip on and off of the belt, and the tech lock would do that pretty easily. And you've got to do it at the stage. You can't go to the safety area and start handling magazines with loaded magazines. So,
yeah. But I mean, belt space is an issue. Belt space is an issue running the tube fed stuff, just like with really tight shells. So it will be an issue if you have like a shot high and you have to run something else in there. But
yeah.
Well, you could also, can you run a vest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Depending on the rules, which game you're playing, IPSC won't let you do anything like that. You're not allowed to have anything off of your belt.
Yeah, but why would you run IPSC rules for 3-gun when you can run other rules that allow you to do more stuff?
Yeah, well, what if I'm saying there's also IPSC shotgun matches?
Yeah, but nobody cares. Like, seriously.
Yeah, you, Brian.
You know what I like about the only thing I like about the IPSC shotgun rules, Brian, is they separate manual and semi. Because right now, if somebody shows up to my 3-gun match with their pump 870 with 5-round capacity, and they see the Versamaxes and they JM Pros running around, they're like, "Oh, I see."
Well, you could actually set a separate class.
It's more about feeding the gun and having so like with a pump gun. Like take a pump gun with a really nice loading port on it and throw a +6 or a +7 on there, and that will be the shotgun to use on some of the stages. Yeah. You run across a stage with like 2 Texas Stars on it. Yeah, a pump gun with a long tube on it's going to be way better than a semi because you'll be able to load up as much in it that you'll need to do both of those Texas Stars.
You need 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So don't miss. Shoot one, pop a shell in when you go to the other one, and shoot the other one.
Well, you'd have to pop in the one shell. So we had a guy at my 3-gun club who was running a pump for the longest time and was like competitive with the semi shooters.
Oh yeah. I can see that. Now for me, who's someone who's more casual about doing anything with a shotgun, I would much rather have this because it's so similar to the platform I shoot most.
You run, right?
It would work for me. But
for
if I was going to be serious about 3-gun, then I would probably do a tube fed semi and just learn to load stuff, and because I think there's probably advantages to that.
These are very popular in Europe. You watch YouTube videos of guys running these in competitions. It's all Europe, especially the Daria.
Well, if you can run a 10-round mag or like a more than 5 rounds in the mag, it's all of a sudden way better. It's just a 5-round. It's there's not that much of an advantage. I can stuff like I can do a quad load pretty quick from stage to stage or from station to station, and
Well, that's you compared to Trevor. So Trevor's
but
not
he's
used to it, right?
But Adriel's
Yeah, but
practiced.
no, Kelly, I still have a reloading technique for my shotgun, but I'm just not doing a quad load per se.
Right.
I mean, I'm not
Right.
loading my shotgun.
Now,
Mhm.
Adriel, I have a question. In the States where they don't have our stupid mag limits, are mag-fed shotguns popular for 3-gun?
Yes, in your open class, the Sega 12s are like
Oh,
dominant
okay.
because they run huge magazines on
Oh, yeah,
them,
yeah.
and
Just
red
so-
dot compensator, all the shebang.
Okay,
The
yeah,
guys
yeah.
running the Benellis though, Adriel, still have a 10-round tube or more.
Mhm.
They're
But
bar-
in most 3-gun in the States, you're limited to 8 rounds in the tube. Like that's a starting limit as a
9, isn't it?
standard.
USPSA.
No, one in the chamber and 8 in the tube.
Okay, 9 in the gun.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
So 9 in the gun. But you can reload as soon as you start.
Sure.
Now, with a mag fed, you're good to go. You have those huge magazines in them. The compensator helps a little bit, but it's mostly like those huge magazines that you just never have to reload. And then once you do, it's quick, right?
Mm.
Now, Trevor, how is it for taking apart for cleaning?
It's not bad to get to your piston and your spring and whatnot. There's a takedown nut right here, which is, it's got a little ratchet bearing on there, spring loaded, just like any other shotgun. This one, they actually, you use a takedown tool. The Daria, it's a sleeve that goes over the barrel, so you don't have this ridiculous fake looking comp thing. You've got this nice spiral sleeve over the barrel that's really kind of sharp looking, and you just give it a twist and boom, that comes off. And then there's
that's what that's for.
Yeah, there's a couple of takedown screws right here.
Yep.
And you just loosen them, handguard comes off, and your piston and your recoil spring are all exposed. And then after that, Brian, like if you look inside this lower, it's an AR-15 lower.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
the trigger group, the spring. See the 2 pins?
Yep.
They're actually held in with E clips for some reason, but those
Okay.
pins, yeah, on my side they're E clips. But Brian, if you look at where those 2 pins are located, you'll understand exactly what's going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Your
Yeah,
hammer pin and your trigger group pin, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So
Cool.
it looks like
Yeah.
an oversized AR trigger group.
Nice. Yeah, one of the things I didn't like about the JM was it was a chore to break that thing apart compared to an AR.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
was just-
compared to the Versamax.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because
Versamax
every time I
is
did it,
so
I had
simple.
to dig out the YouTube video as to how to take it apart and put it back together. And yes.
And Jerry's got a real good one.
Yeah.
Do you still have your JM? No, Muffin has your JM.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
sold it to Muffin. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's in a better place.
Well, it's in another place.
I've got the money. He's got the gun. I'm happy.
It's in a better place.
Yeah. All good.
So, unless you guys have any other questions, I got one other thing to talk about, and then we'll move on.
Sure. What do you got?
Months ago, when Ryan was on, when was Ryan Stacy on last?
Oh,
Doesn't
6-8 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. So after that episode, I asked Denis to order a chamber reamer for 7.62 by 40 WT, and he double checked with them recently, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we didn't order that, or we forgot, or we didn't ship it." Anyway, like a couple of days later, after that, it was in. So it is in, and I talked to Ryan, and we're going to try and get this 7.62 by 40 WT project started, probably in a 20-inch barrel, and I'll build another upper for my SLR in that caliber. And yeah,
You'll be the only guy in Canada that makes them.
possibly
You'll be the expert.
gonna blaze the trail.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
the Typhoon F12, is that that's piston driven?
Yep.
Awesome.
Mhm. So yeah, so I'll be excited to get that project underway. What would be really cool is if Ryan can make the barrel when I tour the company this summer. That would be the ultimate. So all right, that's it. Kelly, did you go?
no, I didn't.
You also
Kelly
haven't had
doesn't
a shot.
remember.
You haven't had a shot in 4 minutes either.
Hey, No, I haven't. I thought it was probably a good idea if I didn't. What did I do? I actually, so the Gunny Girl calendar is in full swing. We're looking for people to submit their pictures for the models. We have quite a few that actually have submitted already. So if you have not, go on to the Canadian Coalition for Firearms Rights page. There is a link for there for the Gunny Girl calendar. It actually was such a huge success last year that we're going to be doing it again this year. So we're looking for something for 2019. And quite honestly, Trevor needs to put something on his wall. So
I have something on my wall. I've got Yolanda 2017 and Yolanda 2018.
Okay, yeah.
And I better get a Yolanda 2019.
All right. So the other thing that we did was we went to Cornwall, Ontario, beautiful Cornwall. And we did 2 maple suits. We did one on Saturday and we did one on Sunday as well. They were both sold at events. So thank you to everybody that attended. We had such a great time. We had on Sunday, we had 4 or 5 youth on the line as well. And it was great. We also had people who attended that had AR-15s that shot with them. So that was something that was a little different. Normally we have people who attend that use rimfire, but just because of the cost of the ammo. So it was great to see people there with centerfire. A lot of people with bolt action. I think we actually get more bolt action than Appleseed, just because I don't know why. Anyways, so we have people with a tube fed as well. So it was just a great mix of people. We also had quite a few people that were our new instructors in training as well. So it was good to see them, and they're getting pretty good at all their points of instruction and that too. So it was pretty good. What else did I do? Oh, so yeah, you know, the whole, you know, girlfriend discount thing kind of happens. Well, anyways, Kevin got an iTargets and he got it in yesterday. So we were playing around with that yesterday. So I was able to actually use that. So
now it's yours?
Well, no, it's not mine, but it is something I'm going to be using. So it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, but I still don't have my pistol yet, and I still don't have my holster yet. So I've been tracking those, but at least I know where my pistol. No, I don't know where my pistol is. It's just said that it was received in Edmonton and it's on its way. Meh. But I do know where my holster is. It kind of gave me a little bit more of an update as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that. What else? Oh, I've been asked to attend an event on the 16th of June. I'm hoping to see if I can actually attend that. It is a law enforcement event, and it is IPSC, IDPA, and shotgun. So guess what? I get to go to the range and practice. So, but I am waiting for my CZ to actually come in so that I can use that, because I think I'll use that as opposed to my Glock 17.
Kelly, your shadow is in Mississauga.
Sweet! I didn't look today.
Getting closer.
Yeah, that means, you know what? Mississauga means that one day it'll be in Kingston, because Mississauga is the major sorting center. If I'm sending anything to Ottawa, it actually goes to Toronto first, to the Mississauga sorting center, and then it goes to Ottawa, which is weird because it's close. Anyways, so that means it'll be here tomorrow or the next day. So that's awesome.
Kelly, you mentioned IPSC. Is it a sanctioned thing, or you don't have it? Okay, all right.
No, it's not sanctioned, but what they do is, because they have a stage, it's 4 stages for pistols.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My only reason for bringing it up was your holster is
not IPSC legal,
possibly,
and I know that.
Possibly.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So I have to figure that out as well, because I was asking what the requirements were if it was a IPSC legal holster. My dogs are right there.
Holster's fine. It's the hanger. You can always just remove the hanger, put it right on the tech lock, but you can shim it, put in longer screws and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring as well. So there is also an IDPA portion of it as well, and but anyways, it's going to be lots and lots of fun, because as I said, it's law enforcement. So we're going to have the RCMP, we're going to have the OPP, we're going to have corrections, and then we're going to have the CCFR, which is us. So, although I can technically probably get, anyways, never mind. So I'm looking forward to that. And what else? That's pretty much it. preparing right now actually for going to the range on Saturday. We're going to be doing another maple seed as well. Right now, what's happening is we're not able to. We don't have enough staff working so that we can shoot. So the hope is that within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have enough staff trained so that they can take the line and we can actually get on the line as well and shoot. So because right now, the only thing that's happening is every weekend we're doing maple seeds. So in order for us to shoot as well, we need to get some staff that are trained too. So I'm hoping to at some point get on the range or get on the line and shoot some MQTs so that I can requalify as well, because I need to requalify for this year. Other than that, that's about it.
You have to qualify every year?
Yeah. I have to be able to shoot on demand.
Who made that rule?
Me?
That was an error.
Actually, all of us. No, we actually need to be able to shoot an MQT and score rifleman on demand.
Oh,
which we can pretty much do. But
what if you're really hungover?
Then you're fitting in.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, okay, so
I think Adriel, you're foreshadowing Kelly's morning tomorrow.
So for the past 3-4 events, we've had 22 degrees, 25 degrees weather, right? And sunny. So like we've broken every time it's a maple seed, it's raining and just miserable weather. So, and it was supposed to be raining on Saturday, but now the forecast is sunny and 20 degrees. So it's awesome. We've had some great days. So I'm very, very thankful for that. But we had actually Connecticut. There was a hurricane in Connecticut on Friday night. So we to keep costs down, we go to the range and we camp, right? So anyways, we were in a tent on Friday night. Yeah, anyways, it was the tailwind of the hurricane that came through Connecticut, or tornadoes, whatever it was. Anyways, so about 2 o'clock in the morning, our tent literally collapsed on us. So we had to go out.
What?
Yes. So anyways, we're not for profit, right? So we're trying to save as much money as possible. Anyways, so we camp on the ranges. So it was quite awesome that I literally at 2 o'clock in the morning was looking at the top of the tent on top of my face. So, but other than that, Saturday was much nicer. But anyways, we have some great times. You know, these things we have to overcome. It makes us stronger and it makes us have some pretty good memories. So.
However, you do have a propensity to have fabric structures blow down. I've been at events where the tent is blown away.
yeah. Last year in Barrie, we have canopies that we put over the line or over the line boss table, and it tends to it was almost like I was hoping like on Friday night, I was looking for flying cows and, and Toto and that whole thing. When you're talking 100-kilometer-an-hour winds, it was just it wasn't good, but it was fun. Anyways.
Your idea of fun and my idea of fun are different. Like my idea of fun involves takeout or room service rather.
Oh, we had the best pizza ever at the Riverside Pizza Place. Anyways, we went twice.
Listen, that wind is why I didn't get to the range last weekend. So just stop talking about the wonders of the wind.
I got a new suggestion. Every time Kelly says anyways, the listeners take a shot.
Oh,
they'll get caught up fast.
All right, fine, whatever. Anyways, that's it.
And there she goes. Oh, Kelly, it doesn't mean that you take a shot. You're good.
Kelly's gonna 104 it. Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun.
A little somebody sneaking in for a kissy poo on Brian's cheek.
Aww.
She likes me. What can I say?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Lovely lady. Poor judge of character.
I'll take it. That's what I need. Oh, yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Let's get on to upcoming events.
Okay.
Thank you. Can somebody mute her, please? Adriel, would you like to discuss upcoming 3-gun events?
Would I? Yeah, the Chaz 3-gun event, May the 12th.
Is that 8 now?
What's 8? 8 shots.
8 shots.
She's got a shotgun.
Gonna get crazy. Yeah, Chaz is gonna have a 3-gun event on the 12th. That'll be Saturday. Mighty Peace is having one also Saturday, and Medicine Hat is also having one on Saturday. Basically, if you're in Alberta, you're like 3 hours away from a 3-gun match, no matter where you're at.
Where you are.
Yep. Lakeland 3-gun has a match the weekend after, which I might try to squeak in because I think that's the long weekend. That's the long weekend, right?
Next weekend is a long weekend.
22nd weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe I'll try to squeeze that one in. BTSA has their Victoria Day 3-gun special on May 21st, also on the long weekend.
Yep.
Northwest 3-gun is on May 26th, and the Chaz 3-gun Zombie Shoot is also on May 26th. That's an open range day where people can show up, guest or not, and try out some guns and try out some different leagues and that kind of thing. Mighty Peace has a 3-gun match on May 26th. BTSA has their Action Shooting League Monday nights starting up in May, so that'll also happen May 28th. And that's about it for May.
Kelly, are there spaces still available for the Maple Seed this weekend?
There actually is. So if you're interested, well, at this point, just show up.
Where? And that's in Kingston.
It's in Kingston.
It's important for people to know where to go.
So go to FRPC, which is Frontenac. So go to there. If they're, we have lots of space on the line. So it is because originally it was our home opener. So we had freezing rain that day, so we just rescheduled it. So that's our rescheduled event.
And Kelly might still be hungover.
No.
On Saturday.
I'm not sheet boss that day. That's
all right.
Awesome. I don't have any responsibility. That's great.
All righty. Trevor, do you have anything you want to talk about with the Ronnie DeGroot Steel Challenge?
No, I think we're good this week. We'll focus on that next week. Like to plug the charity shoot again. Charity shoot's going to be July 7th. $25, Rescue Gun Club. What do we say registration time was here? 9 a.m.
Yep.
And you're feeding hungry students. And by all means, you can send, if you can't make it, but you'd like to donate the $25 registration fee, please send an EMT to slamfireradio@gmail.com, and we will add your contribution to the total. Yep.
It's a good idea. Or they can donate more if they like.
Yeah, well, they can donate less too. We're not turning our thumbs up at Money for Children. So,
well, we should turn our thumbs up on Money for Children, but we won't turn our noses up.
You can turn your nose around to the back side of my ass and kiss it, because you know what I meant.
Whoa, edit.
I'm not editing that.
Yeah, I didn't think that was edit worthy. Thank you, Adrian.
No.
You all right, Brian?
Well, anyway. Carry on.
Brian's not going to be with us.
You carry on. You're the host.
Yeah, I finished with telling Adriel, kiss my butt. I'm good.
All right, cool. I think that's about it. Anything else you guys want to plug for events coming up, or should we skip on to the news?
Skip to the news.
Right. All right, off to the news. Well, all these events have nothing to do with me, so I'm just letting you guys talk about them. All right. Let's see. In the news, CCFR staff will be appearing before the Committee on Safety and National Security to speak to Bill C-71 on May 24th. So they've actually been invited to speak, not just to be there and sit in the back and be quiet. They're actually going to give testimony. Or
Right.
So that's
anyone gonna listen?
Well,
let's focus on the positives.
They'll give testimony.
Focus on the positive. They are going to be.
Normally what happens is, so for example, other groups have been invited as well, and only one person has been able to testify, but the CCFR has been asked to provide 2 people to testify as well. So Tracy and Rod will both be there. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I believe Wolverine's going to be there too. So I think they're inviting some Canadian retailers. Which they should, because they should talk about the dollars impact that this is going to have on Canadian businesses, right?
Exactly. And I've said that all along, Adriel. that the only group that they may actually listen to is the group whose bottom line is being affected and the group who's paying a crap ton in taxes. They don't care really about the CCFR representing Joe
No,
gun
they don't.
owner. It's
No.
all about business and taxes and money and
So,
hurting
Trevor,
the economy.
Your economy, the economy in Dalhousie will be significantly impacted by this, right? Your MP has called you to ask for feedback on this.
I'm not sure how the local economy here would be impacted by C71, but the
Well,
MP...
you might buy less, and then there'll be less mail coming in.
True. The post office may shut down. He didn't call. Well, he called us to a meeting and smiled and nodded and then voted for it anyway. So,
right. Yeah.
So just to continue on with this a little bit, like, yeah, it's hard to say what will change their mind on this thing.
Well,
because
going to change their mind.
To the Liberal Party, this is doing what their constituents want, whether they know the law or not.
75 people said we should ban assault rifles. So Goodale said yes, we should.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk about was Goodale and the assault rifles. Okay, so talk about impact on the Canadian economy. We have a company who's making $2 million worth of.
Those aren't assault rifles.
I know they're not assault rifles. Are they assault weapons? Well, what the heck does that mean? Well, it means anything that you want it to mean. So if assault weapons, we don't have assault rifles in Canada here. Is it restricted or not?
So we should congratulate them and say, "Hey, Minister Goodale, great job! You banned them.
Job complete.
40 years ago.
Mission accomplished."
Yeah,
a big banner on an aircraft carrier. You've done it.
Yeah. Instead, we're like, "No, dumbass. There's no. They're already banned. Oh, okay. Well, let me find something else to ban. What do you have?"
Yeah. Well, we're making $2 million worth of this other stuff. Well, we're going to ban those. Like, that's the risk that I see to someone like Goodale saying, like, well, the RCMP is going to ban assault weapons, and they're going to just start saying, oh, the WK-180 or any of these other rifles that we have in here in Canada. Oh, those are all variants of the AR now. I mean, if the Blaze 47 is a variant of the AK-47. Then everything that's black and has M-LOK or forehands or rail on the top is a variant of the AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the risk I see to this. Scary, we've got a lot of local industry that's building business on our bad laws, and they're building businesses on it. Fantastic, Canadian businesses, and I think the risk here is that people could lose their jobs because they'll just get in and get all crazy, because the RCMP's firearm lab are not experts at firearms. If they ban the Blaze 47 because it's an AK-47 variant, they are not experts.
You're absolutely right. If they did that with a straight face, then everything is at risk.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're faced with right now is opinions. Their opinions on the law. I mean, we're facing this right now. Is a Beowulf mag legal or not? Well, the RCMP doesn't think it is. They charge a couple people. Nothing's gone to court, because if it goes to court, they might actually have to, read the law and say that, oh, the dual use is not in there. It says marked.
1022 mag, same thing. The law hasn't changed. Just an opinion.
Yeah. So I mean, what would be the most ideal is if. And I'm not a conservative. If the conservatives got in power and they said, we're going to remake it, it's going to be simpler. It's going to be this length means this length means this, fully auto means this, semi-auto means this, done. That would be beautiful, because that would take out the risk that we have of the RCMP or the Liberals or someone just changing their mind and screwing over a bunch of gun owners. I'd rather just have something that's straightforward and easy to interpret. Maybe that's asking too much.
Well, unfortunately, I think it is, because straightforward and easy to interpret is not something that lawmakers are interested in.
Well, the Conservatives had a platform with the last. They didn't run on it, but they had something in the works for a simplified gun control measures, and at this point, I'd be all for it. I just don't like where we're at right now. I've been on Facebook discussions with some of the other 3-gun match directors talking about, do you allow Beowulf mags or not? And I mean, is it illegal? Is it not illegal? The RCMP is of the opinion that it's illegal, but that hasn't gone to court.
At our club, we still do, but the other club that I shoot really big 3-gun matches at, they do not.
Yeah, and it's because of this like gray area garbage that the RCMP has put us into right now. It's not based on law; it's based on opinion. It's based on this firearms lab that can't tell a semi-auto 22 from an AK-47.
Correct.
A semi-auto 22 wrapped in molded plastic like a water gun.
Let's clarify that a little bit. It's not that they can't tell. It's just that they chose to make a decision and couched in. Well, no, that's an AK-47. Can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
They just blatantly lied about the rationale. They just said, "Well, we don't like the look of that," and said, "Nope, you can't have it, and this is why, and this will satisfy the gun control, the gun grabbers in Canada, and we're done."
Yeah, there's some weird politics going around on that, because there are a couple of things that the RCMP has been really dogged about. The 858s, they've been really dogged about that one, and I think the conservatives like putting in the amnesty and saying that these aren't actually prohibited. Like, I don't know, it cheesed them off, because now like that's the first thing. The Liberals haven't even put that thing. It hasn't even passed yet, and they're already talking about. If you have an 858, you're gonna have to register it, and they're already acting like that thing is in law.
Wow,
so, they've been drooling over that thing.
I think there's probably one or two people at the RCMP who instigated that, and they were cheesed off that the conservative government basically slapped them down. So
yeah.
And you know what? The conservative government could have done a lot more, because they had a majority for 8 years, and they did nothing on the firearms file.
They got rid of the long gun registry, which is a big step. But they could have said, okay, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to simplify it. It's going to be real easy to interpret now. We're not going to need to spend an FRT table. Yeah. Well, who needs an FRT table? Let's make it so if it's this length overall, this length barrel, semi, full auto, here's the rules. Boom, done. Case closed. Right. And let's save a ton of money on this stuff, right?
Yeah. No, they could do a whole lot, but they're not interested. So.
Well, they're interested now, but it's like they gotta they had to move on the stuff when they had a majority.
Unfortunately, I can't help thinking that the political parties, the conservatives, use it as an election topic.
Of course.
And then they keep dangling it in front of gun owners every election. Oh, we better vote for us so we get this done. Well, you didn't get it done the last few times you got voted in, so why the heck should we think you're going to do anything about it now?
Right. The reality is, though, that there's so many people that are voters that
they're the choice.
We're going to have to have registration, or not registration, but we're going to have gun laws. So that's reality.
And I think like gun laws by themselves, yes, we should have gun laws. They should make sense. They should be easy to enforce. They shouldn't be based on
sense, you mean?
Feelings. They should be based on, how is this actually going to be enforced and that kind of thing, right? Because the mess that we're in right now is I try to imagine being a cop and seeing a 180B and like remembering from your enforcement that AR-15s are restricted. Like it's an impossible amount of information for them to try to remember and enforce, and it's just so difficult.
Well, and that's very true, because police have a lot of laws that they're supposed to be enforcing. They can't be experts in all of them.
Nope.
Yeah,
it's just not fair. And there's no such thing as the firearms police that patrol the Canadian wilderness looking for firearms infractions.
No, I mean, they got to call it in, hope that one of the guys at the detachment knows their stuff, and can say like, oh yeah, it's a Tavor. Oh, it's not restricted. It's okay that he has it in the bush. Oh, he's got a 10-round mag. That's okay too. It's like, well, that's that's complicated, right?
Instead, it'll get pulled in, and may even have to go so far as to go to court to get it back, depending on how bad they want to be.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
that really depends on the cop. But I mean, I think that would hold true even for a lot of other areas that'd be outside firearms. But
absolutely.
The law, the complexity and stupidity around it right now is really making it difficult to have matches for cops to figure out if stuff is legal or illegal, and for retailers to know whether they're on shaky ground or not. I mean, if you brought in some 50 Beowulf mags right now, could you sell them?
Somebody did not too terribly long ago, like in January, and they all sold out.
Yeah.
Now, Adriel, getting back, you had mentioned that there's debates with 3-gun events, whether or not Beowulf mags are allowed or not. Question: What are people's arguments running these matches against allowing the Beowulf mag? What do they feel their liability is?
There's a really good argument against it.
Yeah.
The argument against it is that you can't find them. So a new person coming into the sport is at a disadvantage because they can only find 10-round mags. There aren't Beowulf mags available for purchase off the shelf.
That's their problem.
Yeah,
it's their problem, but it's also like an unnecessary barrier.
Brian, the argument that I'm getting from the one club in my region that says no is that they believe that the RCMP is after them, and they don't want their range to be the one that gets busted because the RCMP knew there was a match and figured there would be some, so they decided to show up and do a little surprise inspection.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
They don't want their range to be the one where that happens at.
Oh, yeah, I guess from my perspective, it's up to the whoever possesses that magazine to be in compliance with the law. It's not anything to do with the range.
Not true. If you come to my range, I'm the range operator, I'm the vice president, and you have something that I believe to be illegal, I cannot knowingly allow you to use it on my range, or it puts my range in jeopardy.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Yeah.
He's right.
I would literally have to tell a guy with a 25-round 10-22 mag to put it in his car. Take it off the line.
Okay, but coming back to the, like, do you know it's legal or not? Like Beowulf mags, legal or not? And what about let's say a Versamax that is one of the tactical versions? So it says 3 inches on it, but it's actually chambered for 3.5, and the guy puts 7 in the tube.
You'd have.
Or what about one of the ones where it's marked on the barrel and not on the receiver, or not marked at all?
All shotguns are marked on the barrel, not the receiver.
For the chamber.
Yeah. Some of the early tactical Versamaxes are in fact 3.5 and marked such. I've not seen one that was marked 3 and was actually 3.5. If it was marked 3 and it was actually 3.5, you're playing with fire, and you would have to, once you got your gun seized, you would have to have your lawyer get the Crown to agree to have it inspected by a gunsmith.
Anyway, wow, we squirreled.
Yes.
Alrighty, go.
What do you mean? We squirreled by talking about guns and gun laws?
Well, yeah. Okay.
We've had squirrels. This wasn't a squirrel.
Anyway, let's do we have anything else that we want to beat on this horse with for a while, or should we get on to new gun stuff?
We need to get
on. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
It would be really nice. It would be really nice if it was simplified and not so complicated, and adding complexity on top of it is just stupidity.
That's the nature of things. Because to make something simple takes a lot of effort, and it's a lot harder. So it's relatively easy to make something complicated and unworkable.
And continue the status quo, because the FRT, I believe, isn't the FRT something that the RCMP sells to other countries and other places?
God knows.
Like that's a product that they have.
The RCMP shouldn't be producing products for sale, except for the trinkets for the tourists. And even then, where does it go? Does it go into somebody's pension fund? Why is the government making money by selling stuff to other? I don't understand.
There's really no government agencies interested in making a profit. They're not. It's not.
Tell that to MB Power.
Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, new gun stuff. Hey, who threw this Shadow 2 cadet kit? That sounds like a good
hello.
Yeah.
Shadow 2, Kelly. Shadow 2.
I know it's a Shadow 2. It's not a Shadow 1, but so.
Right.
But still what?
Adriel.
It might work on a Shadow 1. It's just like it's a slide and an upper. This is a kit to turn your Shadow into a 22 pistol.
Alex Burdett from Experimental Targets and current production champion in Canada has a video out of him testing it on his Shadow 2,
Yeah.
and pretty slick.
Yep, that's where I initially saw this, and I saw Wolverine testing it.
Kind of a cool thing to run in a Steel Challenge match, really. Put a little red dot on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay.
I would do it for practice because 9mm is super cheap, and I kind of want the recoil.
Yeah.
Gotta
you-
get your timing.
Yeah, but it might be fun, like if you got a kid and you
Yes,
want them
it
to
has
shoot
its place.
22, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, plinking, it's and gun stuff. Why not have two upper halves for your gun? You should.
Well, it's
Yeah.
quite expensive, so you could
Yeah,
buy
what-
a dedicated 22 handgun for well less than the cost of one of these. But it
What-
would
what-
be
What is the cost?
7 something.
What
right
for
now.
the kit?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That's mental.
Well, you know what? That
It's a
doesn't-
Shadow 2. Come on, everything's mental for the Shadow.
That's half
2.
the price of the gun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
half a gun. It's half a gun. So makes sense. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Wolverine showing the production handguard for the WK-180C. This sounds like, again, Adriel, you threw this in.
Absolutely, I did. I've got one of these on pre-order. Yeah, it's a product. It's a handguard. It's got M-LOK on it. It's got a little slot where the gas block is, and that's because with this thing, it's piston driven, and you may want to pull that cup off every once in a while and clean it or something. So there's a little slot there to make that a bit easier, which is kind of
Nice.
neat.
Doesn't look. I see nothing about this that makes me upset.
No. They announced a delay due to barrels. They were outsourcing their barrel blanks from a place, and they found out that the barrel blank place that was selling them the stuff was going to use some inferior no-name stuff, so they decided to get them from somewhere else.
Good.
Yes, we want either quality no name stuff or quality name stuff.
Or
Quality.
complete garbage, and I'll just pull it off. I'll put a new barrel on there. AR barrels are like everywhere. They're super
Don't.
easy to get to.
You want cheap, but you don't. So why don't you just go
Yeah,
get-
but I seem to remember there was a specific length for their gas system that wasn't like a standard carbine or mid length.
No, it was carbine or mid-length. It was one of the two. I think it was carbine, which might be hard to get these days because a lot of quality longer barrels are in a mid-length gas system and not a carbine length anymore. Yeah, that was a change that they mentioned on our show, is that they were going to carbine length.
Oh, okay, I missed that part. All right, because when I talked to them at the show here in Ontario, the guy was not clear on what the length of the gas
Yeah,
system
they
was.
originally keep in mind Wolverine's being super transparent on this, and some of the changes that are
Yes.
coming around are because they find out new things. They were going to go for a mid-length. They found out the carbine was more accurate or easier to do or something like that. So I believe that's the direction they're going, but these things aren't out just yet. So changes may be had.
Cool. No, that's fine.
Yeah, so they're going to be delayed till they were saying a month.
Right.
Yeah, that's understandable. All right.
Broccoli.
So
The next one here was Jerry from Mystic Precision. He popped he was modding a BCL 102. He popped a McGowan stainless steel AR-10 barrel on it in 6.5 Creedmoor, and he was shooting some good groups with that thing. Holy.
Wow.
Yeah, right around under half an inch,
Yep.
0.426.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
Oh man, when I see that, it's like, oh, deer hunting rifle. Deer hunting rifle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rifle already.
But in 6.5 Creedmoor, it's even better.
Whatever, you
Oh,
hipster.
Hipster. What reamer did you just get, Trevor?
It's not a hipster cartridge because nobody knows what it is, Brian.
Yeah, you liked it
That's-
before it was cool. That's the definition of hipster. Come on.
No, you like it because everyone else likes it.
I like 6.5 Creedmoor and have an article on 6.5 Creedmoor versus 308. That's the most popular one that you can search for.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason not to go 6.5. You might as well go 6.5. What the
Yeah.
heck? Yeah.
Better.
Now, if you have a quality shooting 308, wait until you've shot it out and then go to 6.5. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. Kelly, do you want to take the next one? Are you capable of? Are you sober enough to do that?
Of course I am. So where are we at? Mm.
Alrighty. So the staff at
I
Iron
had it
Guns-
pulled up.
Stop,
Anyway.
stop, Kelly, stop. Okay. So the staff at Iron Guns would like to thank everyone for their continued support over the years. Our staff put their heads together, and this is what we come up with. Starting on May 1st, Canadian customers will receive an entry for every sale made, and that'll get entered into a draw. The winner will go to Vegas and meet their staff in the U.S. Then go to a Christmas party and a full auto shoot. All right, cool. And you get to clean the guns after you shoot them full autoly. All right. Awesome.
No.
Part of what you have to do.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's it. So you need a passport. So you should get one. People should have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And the value of said package, priceless. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Cool. That's nice support for their customers.
Yep.
Giddy up. Not many other gun dealers are shipping people off to Vegas to shoot machine guns.
Nope.
It's the first time I've heard of it. So anyway, cool. Also, while we're talking about Iron Guns, apparently they have AK-47 mags, 4 for $100.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
good.
Well, that fits the
M305A.
Okay.
and the
Also fits
Type
people-
81.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Adriel, Type 81? Proprietary or AK?
You can mod an AK-47 mag to fit, and I saw some guys doing that with the Magpul ones, but it won't do the bolt hold open because
Depends on the follower.
Yeah, an AK mag won't do that, but
Depends on the AK mag follower.
So
no, the Type 81 has a mag that has like this little lip that comes out the back. I could grab a mag here if you wanted to.
All right.
Yeah, it won't hold open on a standard AK mag.
What
Alright.
about a AK mag that has a follower meant to hold the bolt open?
Perhaps.
Okay.
they're pinned to 5. They come in packages of 5. Just
4
4
For
for
100.
100.
sold in 5
That's-
packs.
for $120 maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody's not mathing good.
Yes. There
Did
you
I
go.
put 4 in? Oh, they are in 5 packs. Oh, I wrote it down wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I actually clicked
And-
and read.
Cool.
So yeah, 5 for 100 is better.
yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. You saved
You're welcome.
us money.
Save the day.
So, guys, I'm sure the Facebook questions are piling up. Considering it says, watch this live in 50 minutes. Remember to ask questions. We'll answer them live on the air. Kowalski asked his question on the thread as opposed to in the comments of the live feed. Wasn't
I've been
Kowalski a podcaster?
I've been asking the YouTube questions as they've been coming up. So where I see one that applies to the conversation, that's why I've been interrupting and asking the
well, it's a
questions
section
there.
in the show notes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Seem
Why don't
more timely.
you ask Kowalski's question, Trev, since you have it up?
No, it wasn't done right. Not doing it.
Fair
Really?
enough. I can't argue with your logic. Ken, that was Trevor who did that. Remember, not me.
Yep.
Cool. All right, let's get on to the main topic there, folks. And that is prepping and packing for a match. Now, the suggester of this topic is prepping and packing for a match tonight. So really, it's his way of doing his own mental checklist for what he needs for his 3-gun match this weekend. But
Mhm.
anyway, we're going to get going. Based on the list, no, actually, I'm going to let
You can-
Kelly
you
go
can mix
first.
the
Well,
order up.
she's no,
You're the
let's go with
host.
Kelly first.
No, Ipsic first.
No, Kelly,
I wrote
As-
it down. You can do whatever you want to.
as the lead host, go first, please. We want you to talk before you fall over. You're getting
All over. All right. So if you want to prep for a maple seed, what you should do is obviously you're going to come to a maple seed event and you're going to register for an event that's in your area. What you need to do when you're registering is before you actually pay us the money is you need to read what is exactly on the link for that event. So some of the events, I know it's like
read stuff.
anyways, some of the events themselves are either just rimfire events or they're open to centerfire as well. You need to know that information before you register for it. That's the biggest thing. The other thing that I would suggest before you actually, in order to prep for an event, is join the official Facebook page as well as this discussion group. Because if you go into the discussion group, there are challenges that you actually shoot every week, and you can actually see what your baseline is as well. So that'll prep you for the event itself. The other thing is do some Google Foo. Like you can go to YouTube and look at all the YouTube events. YouTube videos that we have for events.
Yeah, Rick's got a good one on like using the sling and a couple of things like that that are pretty good.
Right. So if you don't want to read, what you can do. So prior to that, you can go to Maple Seed Rifleman and go to the page, the website, and read all about Maple Seed and what you need to do, what you need to bring, and that as well. But you can actually go to the website and then also go to YouTube and look at the videos as well. So as you said, Rick has some great videos out there. So for example, there's videos on how to make a sling or how to actually use a sling as well. You can look at what optics are best for you and also what you need to bring as well. So those are all things that you need to do as well as shoot the challenges as well. Those challenges are going to get you to where your baseline is. And then when you attend an event, you'll be able to actually know what. Go ahead.
New drinking game. Every time you say as well, listeners take a shot.
Oh, great. And practice using your sling. So buy a sling, use it, shoot it in either seated or kneeling or prone positions. Practice for your make changes. You don't even have to actually have ammo for that. You can practice your make changes. And prior to events, you can take your rifle to the range and you can zero it in at 25 meters because that's what we are actually shooting at a Maple Seed. Test your ammo. That's always a great thing as well. Figure out what hammer you want to bring. Some ammo works better in different rifles than that too. So yeah, that's about it. I know that there's So
who's next?
I think
Trevor.
Jump
in. Let's talk IPSC. What do you need?
Now,
a rule book.
Like, what do I take to the match? What exactly? I missed the exact wording of the question when I was getting my range bag.
What do you prep for? Not what do you pack? What do you prep?
How do you prep for an IPSC?
How do I prep for an IPSC?
Yep.
How do I prep? Yeah. Okay. So how do I prep for an IPSC match? I
reread the rules. Get your lawyer hat on.
Now, come on, Adriel. Don't be making fun of IPSC. It's not fair.
I'm just poking.
It's
understandable, but it's not nice.
How do I prep for an IPSC match? I don't know, guys. The question just doesn't. I mean, I grab my kit and I go to the range. What do you mean? How do I prep?
What do you do the day before? Do you do anything the day before?
I make sure that
So nothing.
No, I get up.
That's okay. Nothing.
Okay, Trevor.
Yeah.
We were talking this week, and you were commenting about that you're getting ready to go to a black badge, and you had to actually take the time to pack your stuff because last week you went to the black badge and you missed something important. Like, what was it, an ammo bag or something?
Yeah, that's right. I left without my ammo bag.
Yeah.
So how do I prep for a match? Well, that's one of the things I do is I make a list of all the things I need to get me through the match. Now, it's different for me because I'm a match director, so there's a lot of things that, but let's say I'm traveling to Captain Andy's for the weekend for an IPSC match. First thing I'm going to make sure I have is a bottle of scotch. That's number one. Then I'm going to make sure I have some Tums because we're going to eat some spicy food. Okay, all kidding aside, I make sure that all of my kit is in order in my range bag. I make sure that my timer has a battery in it, that my electronic hearing protection batteries aren't dead or dying, and that I have spares. I make sure that I have my rule book, my registration certificates, my contact lenses are packed because I wear eye protection instead of my glasses. So I got to make sure I've got that sorted out. I make sure my pistols are clean, especially now that I run 1911s. I mean, that's one of the secrets is to keep your guns clean so that you don't have malfunctions at a match. I may check certain things like extractor tensions. I may inspect the gun. I load my mags. I make sure my mags are loaded, because when I get to the range, it's one less thing I have to worry about. My mags are loaded. I take them out of my ammo bag when I get to the line, put them on my belt, and get ready to shoot. I have a cart with a seat built into it that I bring with me everywhere I go. It has a water bottle on the side, so I always make sure I've got fresh water in that. In that cart, I make sure I've got staples for the stapler, and I've got a little towel in there. I also make sure that I have wet wipes. Some people have the D-lead wipes or whatever. And that's it.
Cool. Alrighty. Adriel, 3-gun.
Well, there's a couple of things that I'll do, and it's primarily because I'm so busy with work and life in between matches that sometimes I don't make it out to the range. I have no time for practice, and if I go straight from match 1 month to match the next month, there's a lot of stuff that's rusty, especially like early on in the morning. So I'll practice quad loads. I'll just get that back going, just getting a little bit more practice. Tucking that shotgun in. I load weak hand, so I use my left hand to stroke shells in there. Just grabbing them off the belt, making sure I'm okay with the tension, that kind of thing. I'll do a little bit of dry fire practice on my pistol. That's just drawing that kind of thing, seeing that I can pull up my hand on target, make sure that my grip is good. And then I'll check tension on on all my gear. So my mag pouches, what's the tension on those? Is it too loose? Is it too tight? My holster, I'll check tension on that. In 3-gun, it's a dynamic sport. You're running potentially with a pistol that's in your holster, and having that pistol like pop out is unacceptable, because having it drop means that you're DQ'd. So I'll check those kind of like day before, kind of a thing.
Cool. All right. So like for service, a lot of the same things that you guys already mentioned. Check your kit. Use clean guns. There's no prize. You don't get extra points if you've shot the match with a dirty gun and you didn't have any malfunctions. But if you get malfunctions because your gun wasn't maintained, wasn't lubed, it blows. So take a little bit of time and do that. None of the guns that we use for these events take a lot of effort to keep reasonably clean. Check to make sure your mags function and feed. Make sure they drop out of your gun. A little test of that. Check your kit, like Adriel said. It's not a bad idea, because in service rifle, we do have to do running. So it's a good idea to put your kit on and with some loaded mags and run around in your backyard to make sure the mags are going to stay in the pouches. As if you go down the range and you're spraying magazines behind you, you will be ridiculed a lot, and you won't shoot very much because your ammo's gone. And then, just like normal stuff that you might not think of. Take something, if you're going to a match, take something to write on. Take a pen so you can take notes and stuff. Back to mags. Make sure your mags are labeled,
Brian.
Numbered. Well, yes. There you go. See?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paint pens and 2 Sharpies.
Exactly.
Not necessary.
And always bring extra, because there's always that guy.
There is that guy.
I don't have a pen. Well, for sure you're going to need that. Then pack things you're going to need for the day, like pack water. Being hydrated at any event, it helps you think clearly and makes you do less dumb stuff. That's important. Take some snacks, same thing.
Just because it's not sunny out and you're not sweating doesn't mean that you don't need to stay hydrated. The rule of thumb for hydration is if you're not peeing, you're not drinking enough.
Right.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, for sure. And by the same token, take some snacks, because we get hangry in the middle of the day if we don't.
True. I'm hangry right now.
Yeah. Well, but nobody cares.
Aren't you always hangry?
Take some sunscreen too, because we like to shoot in. We're not all maple cedars. Some of us like to shoot in the sun, so it's good to have something to prevent yourself from getting burnt and that kind of stuff. Take a hat. Make sure you've got your safety glasses. Make sure your pro is running and working. For most matches, you will get a kit list from the organizer. Read the dang kit list. It's there for you.
Yep.
it's a bit of an intelligence test. It's a bit.
It
It's
really
a bit of
is.
a. It's also a bit of an effort test. If
It is
you are
that
not
too.
making the effort to at least read the kit, I'm as someone who's helping to run the match, I don't really feel like helping you out if you're not willing to make the effort to help yourself. That comes down to that. So that's kind of all of it. Definitely practice with your mags and your pouches so that you know how they work and that you can actually reach them properly, so you can do mag changes properly in an event.
Yeah.
I ran into that problem last year where things didn't go well. And don't be afraid to try new kit, but if you can, try it before the event. It's always better to learn ahead of time, that kind of stuff. If you're running an event where you need a sling to sling your rifle, make sure your sling is actually attached, because if your sling isn't properly attached, gravity works, and that's not good. Check to make sure your optic is zeroed, so that you know where you're starting from, that kind of thing. That's always important. Bring enough ammo plus a little bit more, because it's always better to bring some home that you didn't use than to go, oh, I'm out. That's
Yeah.
a problem. So you don't bring a ton, don't bring double. Don't feel that you have to break yourself financially just to go to a match, but bring a little extra. It's
I
good.
bring double to all of them.
Yeah, I try and do that too.
Yeah. Well,
It depends on this type of match. Like, you don't get reshoots. Action shooting matches get reshoots.
right. Yes,
So,
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah. The only time I really get into using extra ammo is if there's a tie shoot and we have to have a shoot off. So yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
I think that's about it for servicey type stuff. I can't think of anything else. Cool.
Is that for prep or packing or both kind of?
Kind of both. Kind of combine the two. I mean, really,
Cool.
for prep, for any type of shooting sport, your prep shouldn't be just happening just before the match. It should kind of be happening throughout, the season, getting ready. You should be doing your dry fire practice. You should be getting to the range and doing live fire practice, that kind of stuff. You should be reading over courses of fire if they're available, so you can, have a mental picture in your head of what you're getting into. And
Drink a pile of whiskey like the night before the match?
No.
never a good idea. Never.
Filthy went and posted that on some Facebook conversation we were having, a group of us not too long ago. He said, I have no idea how he can drink so much yet perform so well the next day on the range. And my answer is practice. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Like even with practice, if I'm like a bad morning, a lot falls apart.
it doesn't matter. I got to get there. I got to do stuff. So I just do it.
No, to be fair, Trevor didn't just learn to shoot hungover. Trevor's learned to just function in general hungover. That's one of the things you learn at post-secondary education. You learn how to function.
Yeah, you need to function in a constant state of only about 70%, some days 30%.
Yeah, so that's just a life skill. Now, we do highly recommend that you stop drinking in sufficient time to be sober by the time you get to the match. Yeah, you don't want to still
Pro
be
tips.
No,
pro
I mean,
tips.
as an RO, if you come to the line, you smell like liquor, it's my prerogative to throw you off the range.
In fact, it's probably your responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah. So don't do that. Don't be that guy who's just hammered.
And now we have to watch out for red bloodshot eyes now that weed is legal this summer.
Oh, it won't be ready
Not
for
the
the
next
summer.
day.
They're
Come
saying
on.
they're going to push it.
Who said anything about the
No.
next day?
That morning maybe, but who's gonna do that?
I've been behind
Oh.
a car leaving the range where they were blazing up. I'm sure they probably blazed on the way
Leave
too.
in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
arriving at the range.
Anyway.
Yeah. I'm
Cool
just
for new
saying,
people.
could happen.
Could.
All right. Cool. I think we've killed that main topic. Have we got any YouTube?
Can I
comment?
talk about my package?
Did I not talk? No. What?
Quite sure he had
Yes.
his turn.
Go
I had
ahead.
a turn for the prep. I didn't have a turn for the packing. I put them differently in the show notes, but we're not.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
checked
check
the
all
show
along
notes. I didn't
with
see
everybody
anything.
else. Come on. Everybody just kind of did everything all at once. Okay, go ahead, Adriel.
I got a whole list here.
Okay, Adriel wants to
Where
talk
did that
more.
come from?
Folks, so
Son of a-
Snuck up on you.
See, if that would have been there like before, I wouldn't have looked at you guys like a deer in the headlights, dumbfounded. I don't know how to answer this question. There's not enough guidance.
The notes have been there since the start of the show.
we coach you
It
on. Adriel,
wasn't
can you start talking, please?
Please.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what you guys do for your bin. Like I'm using a bin right now to take to the range rather than a range bag, just because I hate organizing things. I like throwing everything in a big bucket because that's the way I like to end the day. This is what I take to every match, and as
This is the toolkit for those who aren't watching.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, clear organizer. It's got my my range certs in it. It's got stuff that I don't really want to crack into, but I might have to. So, registration certificates, pencils, screwdrivers, markers, multi-tools, backup earplugs. I already have earplugs in with my iPro. Knife, Allen keys, gun oil, squib rod. This is like something's gone wrong and I have to deal with it anyways. Some guys will take like a full toolkit. I take a smaller one just because I prefer to keep it a little bit more compact.
I have tools with me that I lend out a lot. I fortunately don't often have to use them on my own gun. Now, knock wood, I don't often. So, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's nicer to have them and need them than to not have them and need them. Yep.
Yeah.
A GoPro and batteries, especially the batteries. I like to record all my shoots. Now, some guys don't record all their shoots. I record my stuff not necessarily to post it. Yeah, like I post a lot of my stuff, but even if I didn't post it, I would still record it because there's a lot of stuff that happens in the stage that you forget. And every once in a while, there's something that goes down on a stage where you're like, I don't know if that was me or the RO called that wrong or what happened. And having some video backup of it is super important to seeing maybe what you did wrong or seeing what went wrong on the stage. My IPSC one is a good example. I had a magazine drop out of my pistol. I didn't hit it in there hard enough, right? And watching the replay and watching the time it took me to figure out what had gone wrong, it's like I can do that faster. So like the self-improvement factor of that is important. That's why I like the GoPro, because the third party camera thing is good for some things. You can see what you're doing. The on the head GoPro is excellent because you can see what you're thinking. You can see yourself moving around and kind of get yourself in your head, right?
Cool. What proportion of shooters have a camera mounted?
50?
50? Yeah.
In
In
IPSC,
the IPSC crowd, for sure. Yeah, it's ridiculous how many people have little Chinese-made hat-mounted cameras that they just bolt them right to the peak of their hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be like a hat mount or something like that. No, bolted to the hat. Oh,
The
interesting.
The mount, they literally put holes through the peak, and they bolt the mount to the peak, and then the camera snaps in out of the mount.
Oh, I should do that. That would be way lower and way tighter.
It really is good, Adriel, and it's more consistent. And
I've got like a head strap one for my GoPro. Anyways, yeah, great idea to make sure that you record what happens. I would say in 3-gun it's like 10% of shooters are running a head mount of some kind, but a lot of people record with the cameras. Those are good too because you can get most of it in the shot.
yeah,
And you can get your footwork and that sort of stuff too. Like how
You
you
can see the person shuffling or like doing the little like backwards skip was like, oh man, you can go way faster than that. That's some BS there.
It's probably good to have both if you can get it.
Yeah, it was at SummerSlam. Brian, guys will show up with the hat-mounted camera and the other camera on a tripod, and they'll put it in the corner of the stage, hit play, go to the arrow, run, and do this. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like the head mount and the chase with the phone camera, but yeah, I mean it's all about capturing stuff that you're doing during the stage, not to capture a good stage, but to capture when things go wrong. What did you do wrong? What was your reaction to a failure or to something that happened that you need to improve next time?
Well, but don't forget to use it as a tool to reinforce what you did well. Like, look, don't just.
I'm not wired that way. I'm wired like if I do well, I don't want to watch any of the footage. I want to watch the footage where I did something wrong and I want to fix it because like it's all around reflection and self-improvement. I don't need the pat on the back that like, oh, that was a good stage. I need like I did this wrong, and it's like, okay, what do I got to do for that then next time? But that's just how I'm wired. Some guys might look at their footage and be like, yeah, crush that one.
Yeah, again, I think you may be you may be missing my point. It's not so much a pat in the back, but just like, oh, okay, that did go well. I should do that more.
I see.
Or
Yeah,
especially if you have done it wrong, and then you can go back and say, oh, because before I did it this way, and this time I did it this way. The second time was not as good as the first time. I should go back to the first time. Or you may be trying two different things. What works better? Having a video
or improvement from dry fire or something like that, where it's like you've done something. Now you have your match to match performance to compared. That's really good too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll bring gloves. I'll bring like 2 sets of gloves. I got like one like thinner style, like these mechanics ones are good if it's cold, really cold, and you need to wear gloves while you're shooting your match. I run even in -25. I'll run bare hands because the difference between gloved hands and bare hands is just too much for me. So
especially with loading shotgun and stuff. I would I could totally see that. Yeah.
So I'll run bare hands and just freeze my hands.
No, well,
and then I'll have some like nasty work gloves that I've got for like stage teardowns at the end of the day, or just warming up, or like honestly, if you're resetting targets at a 3-gun match or an IPSC match and you're dealing with steel targets, you should be using gloves because you're touching surfaces that are covered in lead, and you should be using gloves for that kind of stuff and not like coating your hands up like all over the day.
You just reminded me. I went back for my blood tests yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Well, I don't know. It's probably going to be null and void because I was told not to do anything. So I took like a full 3 months off, no reloading, no shooting, and then I shot 2 indoor matches with questionable ventilation. Not questionable, but not exactly the latest, greatest state-of-the-art stuff. So I'm curious to see. And then I had then I had the black badge match, or not match, but course. Anyway, it'll probably be a few weeks before I get my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Work gloves, shotgun chokes, because for 3-gun chokes are really important. I actually designed a stage where choke selection would be really important, and I forgot my chokes at home.
Oh, really?
So I got screwed on my own stage.
There's a certain amount of poetic justice to that. Isn't
Oh yeah, very poetic justice. Like, oh man, I only have IC. Well, I guess I'm gonna run that, and I got hosed on it. iPro, Ear Pro. I've got mags in like a pouch. This is like a folding pouch with the pistol mags on the bottom and rifle mags on the top. Just kind of like rips open with Velcro. This is nice because I can just feel this thing. Yep, these mags are all loaded and they're all ready to rock and roll. And just by feel, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
A bunch of water. I mean, that depends on how hot. Like if the day is super hot, you need a garbage load of water. If it's like only kind of cold, then you still need quite a bit of water.
Right.
Yeah.
But, water's super important.
You made a comment about you use just a bin and you just chuck everything in it, throw that in your car and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
And I am super organized with my kit at the start of the day, but quickly my car becomes the bin.
Towards the end of the day, everything's like all over the place. I just figure I will stack it nicely in this bin, but I've just got like one of these guys here, and it's fine.
I suffer from a problem of always not packing my organized bag the same way every time. So it becomes a jumble. I have not really developed a system. I could do that better. I totally could, but I fail.
I like some of the days I end up grabbing random stuff. Like at the match coming up, I'm going to be grabbing a couple of extra tablets or timers or prizes or all these other things that I need to bring out to the match. And having the bin is nice because I just chuck it in and it's one size. It's easy to pack in a truck or a Jeep or a whatever for carpooling out to the range. I mean, like we're usually carpooling out there. Our range is 45 minutes out of town. It'd be silly to have a bunch of people drive their own vehicles out. So we typically carpool 3 guys and just a bunch of gear. And that'll be the same for if I drive to a 3-gun match out in Saskatchewan. Yeah, we're carpooling. If I go out to one in Prince George, yeah, we're carpooling. So it's nice to have it in these kits. I have a range bag that I don't use anymore simply because it's smaller, but and it would always be packed full of stuff and really hard to find stuff. And I don't know. I'm really liking this crappy cheap bin.
One of the things that I run into as a bit of a struggle is I put as much stuff in my car like ahead of time the night before, that kind of thing. But there's always some stuff I don't want to put in my car, like say my lunch that I'm going to heat up in the morning before I go. I don't like to store my locked up firearms in my car overnight. I'd rather have them in the house.
Right.
And I went to an event at Milcom the other weekend, and I was sitting there in the classroom in the morning, and I had this panic. Oh my gosh. I left my guns on the counter in the kitchen. I didn't bring them. Oh my God. So it wasn't until I got to the break that I could go to my car and check. And oh yeah, I did throw them in the car. But definitely putting my stuff in a spot where I'm going to basically trip over it on the way out the door so that I can't forget it is really, really important. Because I will, if I just leave stuff somewhere else, it's gone. I will not bring it.
That's what I'm doing tonight, Brian. Because I leave tomorrow from work, come here, get the guns, and then head to Woodstock for the black badge. There's going to be piles of stuff by the door tonight because I don't have time to do it tomorrow. So then I'll check my list tonight, because if I don't make a list, I forget stuff. So when I get home tomorrow, everything by the door will get thrown in the truck, and then maybe even the list will get checked again.
Yeah.
You have to make a list and keep
especially if you're a match director, because
oh God, yeah,
you're taking things. As soon as I change my routine, something is forgotten. Like
totally.
We were taking somebody else's car to a meeting one time. Well, my laptop bag stayed home. If I would have been, because it was probably in my truck, and I probably left it in my truck so I wouldn't forget it. Right? Like, I've had somebody's box of experimental targets, projectiles in my truck since the last time I was supposed to go to Woodstock. I didn't bother taking them out for fear of forgetting to put them back in the truck.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I'm bad for that. If say my car is at the garage, I will never remember to take my range keys out of it. So then I'm hooped until I get my car back, because my range keys stay in the car. So I always have them with me. I don't want to.
The solution to that problem is to get rid of your Ford. And
I did. Well, no, my wife has it now. So
fair enough. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
or combo locks.
Well, combo locks are a beautiful thing, but my key, I'm really meant the keys to the gate, to the that's
the range keys.
Yeah.
You guys got to go to the pass thing, the no touch pass thing.
Yeah, because we have millions of dollars at our ranges. No, wait, we don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, let's not. We don't even hydro near.
You have a $20 guest fee, Adriel. That's how you can afford that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, and you know what, Adriel, the pass key, I would still forget the pass key. So
mine's do stuff. I leave mine draped over the edge of my bin so I don't forget it. It's always sitting draped over. So if I look at the edge of the bin, it's like there's no pass there.
Right.
But it's always in the bin. I guess, like, long story short, keep all your range stuff
into a 2-hour show.
It's we're there, Trevor.
All right, cool. Okay, now let's get to the listener feedback from YouTube. Do we have any questions that we can answer? I've been kind of keeping an eye, but I haven't seen a whole lot.
All right, stand by. Let's see. We got jokes. Filthy says, are we supposed to pose questions? Okay. How awesome is it that I now own a Long Branch? That's Filthy's question. Who would like to take that one?
I think it's fairly awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Like out of 10, like a 9.5.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I told my wife if she washed her hands, she could touch my Long Branch.
Rifle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good one, Phil.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So Richard Doherty asks, has anyone used a Steyr with Chevron sights? I bought a 9mm with them. Yes, I had one. I had extraction issues. They sent me a new extractor, a new spring, a new plunger, the whole 9 yards, and it still wouldn't extract. And I tried various types of ammo. And in the end, they said, oh, well, you have to use factory ammo. Oh, well, all my other guns shoot reloads fine. So if your gun will only function with factory premium ammo, your gun is not the gun for me. The sights were awesome. I did not have an issue with them. They gave a really cool sight picture.
Cool.
Can you quickly describe that sight picture, Trev?
Oh, okay, so they're called chevron sights. So what you have is you have a triangular shaped front sight and a triangular shaped rear sight, and you put one triangle inside the other triangle, and you still have light that goes around the front triangle between the rear triangle, just
Okay.
like you have a front post and rear notch, and you line up the post so it's got an equal amount of light on both sides while centered in the rear notch, where you center the front triangle in the rear triangle.
Cool.
Okay.
I like it.
Yep.
Cool.
Let's see. What if I also want a t-shirt with my donation? So Sharp 97, if you're talking about the charity shoot, I don't remember anyone ever saying there were t-shirts available.
No.
What kind of t-shirts? Like Slamfire t-shirts?
Well, there was a charity shoot t-shirt last year, I believe, and maybe the year before. I don't know.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. Cool. Filthy's got a question here. He's on behalf of Mr. Kowalski. What's the Various House favorite bolt action rifle? And if you could have one prohibited rifle, what would it be?
My favorite bolt action platform is probably oh god, I don't know. I really like the Mauser action. I like the Tika, the Seiko, but I mean,
Yeah.
Brian.
Pretty much anything left-handed at this point is what I'm after, because there's not that much. It's funny though. I was thinking today about adding to my Milsurpy side of the collection and getting a pattern 1917, or a 1917 sometime. Maybe we'll see. It's still a right-handed rifle, so that becomes more of a liability to me. Adriel?
Savage 10. I really like that. That action.
Mhm.
And it's not like the ultimate action, but it's good for the price. It's good for the price of manufacture.
Yeah. Kels, favorite bolt?
I don't know. Actually, Savage Mark II.
Ooh, yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
bad choice. Not
Yep.
a bad choice. It's available in Lefty, so it's on the
It
list.
is actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. If we could have one prohibited rifle, what would it be?
Starog.
Yeah. I love it. It's awesome.
Love the 90s stuff.
Yeah.
Probably MP5. It's not really a rifle; it's a submachine gun pistol caliber. Well, actually, since I'm on a Milsurp kick, the heck with it, man. A Thompson machine gun from World War II, whatever model that is, A whatever.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I'm thinking a FAL, but I don't know. I mean, remember, it's a prohibited rifle in Canada, so that means we're not allowed to use them.
Well,
Right.
I think the question implies if we were allowed to have it.
Oh, yeah. Eh.
All right. We got, speaking of lead, how's Trevor's blood levels? Third test done, waiting for results. And then Blacksmith and Gamer says, are Ferlacci courses booking dates? No, unfortunately, we only have the availability for 1 2-day class this year.
Well, you gotta ask where it is and when
Well-
it is. Maybe.
No, because I know I'm not available. So,
Well, you have the Alberta, but you also have the charity shoot one as well.
which is full. Yeah. So,
Yeah. So
unfortunately, Blacksmith and Gamer, other than those two, there will not be any other ones this year.
But
Unless
I think probably looking forward to say next year, how many students do you need roughly to make it worthwhile to do one? Because you don't always have to do them in Alberta, I assume.
right. So,
Anywhere there's gophers?
it's hard to pull it off with less than 10 per class.
okay.
Okay, there you go. All right, cool. Let's get on to regular old feedback. I'll take the first one, or actually the only one. From Tommy. I shot a groundhog yesterday and it was 24 degrees out. Now it's just above 0. Does this mean winter is coming? Is it all my fault?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, Tommy, you just experienced spring number 5 for 2018. And then it went back to winter. That's okay. But yes, it's all your fault.
Mhm.
Just assume that it's all your fault. That's it. Cool. All right. Listener feedback, which is sponsored by Highlander Tactical. Go to HighlanderTactical.com to check out their great supply of both inside and outside the waistband holsters today. Use promo code SLAMFIRE, all one word, at checkout to save 10% off your order.
Might have to be all caps too, I believe.
Yeah.
All caps, all one
work.
word. Yeah.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, try all caps.
Yeah, good idea. All righty. Adriel, do you want to take this one?
From David, I was listening to episode 255 as I got off work this morning, and as an individual who has been interested in adding a comp, I was intrigued about this video that was described. Something about a shooter with a compensator on his Glock who got a brass case stuck in the top port. I have been unable to find this. Could you send me the link, please, David? David, it will be on the the Facebook group for Canada 3 Gunners. So go join in over there. It's the guy who's posting the videos. So that's his video.
Cool. If you would like to send an email to the show, send it to slamfireradio@gmail.com and we'll read it on air. iTunes reviews. We have one from Ovads from the US. Let's see. Great podcast. Review. Although I listen to your podcast on Stitcher Radio, I've come to iTunes to leave a review. Good for you, because that's a lot of work. You guys always seem to mention it, and nobody ever leaves one. So I'll just say this. You guys have a great show. I look forward to its release every week. I like that you actually talk about guns and not politics a lot, like a lot of podcasts these days. Keep up the good work. And Kelly's dogs apparently are eating themselves.
Yeah, like if your dog's going to vomit to death, mute your mic.
I've been throwing things at them. Sorry. Just to get them to be quiet. They're fighting.
What did you do Thursday? I got drunk on a podcast and played with my dogs.
Awesome.
Anyway, sorry.
All righty. Shoutouts. Got any shoutouts, folks?
To
Trevor?
the CCFR for saving Mother's Day. Making me look good.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have 3 matches planned on Mother's Day, and people are going on about it. I'm like, hey, free registration for mothers. What do you want?
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kelly, have you got a shoutout?
Yeah, I do. I have one for Philadel of Adele Engineering. I just wanted to say thank you. We had a few youth shooters on the line this week, and they supplied the ammo for us. That was awesome. But I also wanted to say happy birthday to Rick Kedebeck as well. It's his birthday today. So, yay! Happy birthday.
Nice. I am going to shout out Corey McMillan and Rick Kedebeck. Nice try, fellas. Better luck next time.
What's that about?
Oh, they were trying to get me to sign up for every rimfire precision match, and Corey was saying, well, you better do that, Brian, because it's the only way you're going to win a match against and Trevor's not. So I don't know, it didn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. It's all good. Yeah.
Brian, do you want to actually tell Trevor where you are on the leadership? They have a new thing about the leaderboard.
Yeah, I'm second on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Don't even care.
I know. Like
first.
As I explained to Corey, Trevor and I aren't competing head to head, so it's really hard to one up each other.
To create a rivalry on the.
Yeah, and as I explained, if we get into action sports or archery, Trevor is going to smoke me.
I think what it basically though he may be getting at is just in total, who wins our matches on weekends. So like when we come to work on Thursday night, you know, if you won and I didn't,
yeah.
If I won and you didn't,
yeah. It is
maybe that.
It's. I think we've both decided that each other's matches don't matter. So if the other person wins,
really? Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Well, we have that level of hatred.
Heart filled with hate. It's all about the right time and the right guy in the right place.
Yeah, that's what our friendship is based on: mutual hatred. That's how it works. Would you say that's correct, Trevor?
I would say so. Yeah. It's I mean, it's always kept in balance and in check. So the fisticuffs haven't had to happen yet. So
Yeah, we both know we'll go right to the beer.
yeah, skip this part. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
All right, Patreon supporters. At this point, we are at 92.
92 Patreonies. I love it.
Yes, let's see, and we have a new one: Martin R and Jesse D F for 556. Let's see. Patreon supporters should have received patches in the mail. Adriel, have you been sending you patches?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
even Instagrammed it.
Mm-hmm.
It did it.
yes. See, I don't do the Instagram, so I wouldn't know.
There you go.
Really? You need to get on Instagram.
Nope. I spend too much time on social media as it is. Ask my wife.
You just take pictures of what you're going to eat and you post it on there.
Yeah, it's
easy.
Apparently, I'm
I'm-
eating 1911s and typhoons.
I'm really too hungry to stop to take pictures of my food. I just want to get to the eating of the food. Yeah. Anyway, okay, cool. All right, listeners, we're going to sign off. Please join one or more of our national firearms associations, such as the CCFR or the CSSA. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada and like us on Facebook. We have 1,887 likes at this point. I think I checked today.
really
Yeah, something like that.
1887.
1,888 likes.
1,888.
1888.
I love it.
All righty. That's it, guys. Let's everybody say goodbye and then we'll go.
Goodbye.
Everybody
Bye.
say goodbye.
Everybody say,
Aw.
Good
Aw.
night, everyone.
Good night.